For some reason, I love faucet water. And I love faucet water out of this cup. It like has to be this cup, this straw. And what I do is I put the faucet water in this and then I put it in the freezer and let it freeze and then I drink it like that. I know, right? It's like, who has a remedy to how they drink faucet water? For some reason, I can't drink bottled water. Like, I don't know, I feel some type of way. It's like, I don't know, it's just, I can't drink it. I think it has something to do with the plastic. I don't know. But I did a live stream last week. I did two last week. Good morning. Hey, I can't see. I took my lenses out to let my eyes rest. So I can't really see. So if you see me squinting, it's because I'm reading, everyone inside of the chat. So, listen, so last week I did a live stream out of the bed and I told everybody I'm on high risk pregnancy and that I need to be on bed rest. And yes, I'm still in the bed. And I did say that that Friday last Friday, I was going to move in somewhere else. Okay. To new studio, a new studio apartment. Sorry about my connection if it's bad. Just use my phone. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, there it goes. So anyway, see, better? Yay, right? So listen, yeah, so I said that I was going to move into, somewhere else and, you know, try to take care of myself because of the relationship I was in was a little strenuous and it was a little and so I posted the live stream and I was in here talking about my truths, what I was experiencing as a pregnant woman, the emotions I was feeling and the thoughts that I was thinking about the idea of having to be in a situation where I planned a pregnancy or the nature of my relationship with Priest, because I've talked about my relationship with Priest on YouTube more than once. I mean, I remember when I first met him, I was talking your guys' ear off about him and how wonderful he was, and I made jokes and stuff about him. And so now that we're in one of our rough patches or whatever, I'm talking about our rough patch and I'm talking about it realistically, because I want people to understand that I don't use the internet as like some type of place to promote my highlight reels. I use the internet as a way for people to see the experiences of my life and they get to decide if something in my life applies to their life and maybe they will, use my experience as like some type of motivation or encouragement or inspiration because of the way that I end up handling situations. So the question right now is, how am I handling the idea of possibly being somebody's baby mama? Because I've made several hundred videos about me hating the idea of women having babies by men they never sat down and had the conversation with. I've spoken about how I hate the idea of child support and custody battles and fights over kids and all types of shit. I've said that. I've said women have needed to make better choices than men that they end up getting pregnant by. And I've spoken about marriage and how I feel about marriage specifically. All types of shit. And so, in the last video, if I'm going to recap it for you, the last live stream I did, Priest's sister and ex-wife was in the comment section. Okay, and they expressed their, opinions about the situation with Priest and I. And his sister came into the live stream and she said that I was a side chick, that I was dumb for having a baby by a married man, that I was having a baby with a man, that I was trying to use him for his money. Just any negative, like stereotypical thing that you can find that's hurtful to say to a woman who is pregnant. Right now, I only met his sister a handful of times, and she's not really very influential inside of Priest's life like that. They don't have like this daily rapport that they do, so it kind of surprised me that she posted the comment anyway. And then Priest's ex-wife came into the comment and she said something about her experiences. She spoke about how her and Priest are separated, and she got into detail about some of the stuff that I was saying in the live stream about his experiences with her And I was very honest about how I felt about, just dealing with his family and the issues that I've had to deal with him. And so when I seen her comment, right, I picked up the phone and I called her, and me and her had a conversation and cleared up any type of issues that her and I may have had with each other, which were very limited. It's not like me and her had like this major beef. We just, cleared up some stuff I didn't understand and she didn't understand. So so let me tell you where I was then and where I am now. Where I was then was in a state of fucking hella confusion. Let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, the level of confusion I had in that situation was about 11. Okay, now after talking to Priest and her, I have a deeper understanding of what the fuck is really going on. And Priest and I had talked before I did the live stream, but it still was a level of confusion. I misunderstood so much that was going on, inside of their situation and the stuff that Priest was doing, because he was kind of communicating with me fucked up. So it was like, I didn't understand what the fuck was going on. So half of the stuff that I was saying inside of that video was inaccurate. It was like I was saying he was doing certain things and he wasn't, because I was misunderstanding him so much. So people are calling me, like I got a call last night and it was interesting. I got a call last night and it was Jap, okay? And I thought it was so hilarious that Jap was calling me and giving me relationship advice. It was hilarious because it's Jap, and he was saying to me how he felt like some stuff I shouldn't put on YouTube, and the other things I should feel comfortable with putting on YouTube. But anyone who has known me for a long time or who has been following me for a long time, I'm Soncerae online, I'm Soncerae offline. If I'm telling you some shit about my life, it's because there is a lesson, a valuable lesson in what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you this because I'm attention starved and I need for you guys to feel some type of sympathy for me because I'm a victim. I'm a victim of all types of blah, blah, blah. No, it's just my entire life I've had some strange and unusual experiences happen to me, and each of us have our own path and our own journey and things that we are experiencing in life. And the way that we respond to these experiences depends upon, how the rest of our life will be. How we respond to shit determines how we'll end up living. And so sometimes I've responded to shit negatively. Sometimes I've responded to shit in a positive way. Sometimes I've responded in ways that you guys can agree with, and then other times you can't. But it's not your life. You see what I'm saying? It's mine. So as I'm sitting on the phone with Jap, he's saying all the stuff he has to say. He's giving me, advice, and he's telling me that I'm giving men who think single mothers and black women are so bad, I'm giving them ammo. Basically, I'm doing the very thing that men complain about, because I said I am not interested in the idea of being a baby mama. And Priest got two choices. It's either I'm his wife or his girlfriend, or I'm getting rid of him altogether. And a lot of men don't understand why women would do that. See, to me, there is a difference between a good father and a bad father, right? And if you decide you're a good father, that means you choose your family, you put your family first, you'll be, the best version of yourself that you can be for your family, right? Then you have bad father. You got men who say, well, this is who I am, and you just gonna have to put up with it. And they do a lot of selfish things, and, they don't communicate well. They don't do, just a whole bunch of negative shit. And, from the beginning of me meeting Priest, he had so many positive, traits that anything negative that he had, we could, work on. That's my mindset throughout the entire relationship. But, so, Jap's telling me, hey, you made a poor choice in a man, and he did X, Y, Z. And I'm like, Jap, why don't you just ask me where I stand? And it's funny because he's in one ear talking to me, right? And in the other ear is Priest, because I done made turkey burgers and he talk about turkey burgers. So one ear is Jap and the other ear is Priest, and it's just hilarious because he is over here joking, and then Jap gets mad at me because I'm laughing, and it's like, I'm not laughing at you, per se. I'm just laughing at the situation because I got Jap on the phone telling me, what he thinks I should do with Priest, and Priest in my other ear talk about how good turkey burgers are. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. It's just when you see me talk about something on YouTube, right? If you see me talking about an experience that I had, okay, please know that sometimes when you go through an experience, right, or when I go through experience and I speak on it, like, you might want to wait for the update, because I could come back later and be like, yo, I did more research on X, Y, and Z, or such and such happened and the whole situation changed. At the end of the day, I still do not like the idea of a baby mama, and I'm not going to choose that for a child. I didn't purposely put a child in a situation where he would have a baby, where his parents won't be together. That's not the type of situation I want for a child. That's why I never was like, I'm going to put a child in that situation. So I feel like if Priest was decide to walk away from our relationship, right, which I was thinking he was, last week, and he just might, because we're still in our, trying to figure out, is this something that, we should continue to fight for, if we shouldn't. And the standards and expectations are still the same. It's still, for me, it's either you got two choices: I'm your wife or your girlfriend, or I'm nothing to you. And let me tell you why I, made this decision. And I'm going to try to get in as detailed as I can and see if I can help you guys understand why I would make that choice. Because a lot of people are like, well, why would you want to raise a child without a father? And, why would you such and such? Okay, this is what would make me choose something like that. I feel like I have like this bond, all right, with Priest. Okay, I feel like Priest is a special person. We've most of our relationship, we've been, it's pretty good, right? Excuse me. But there's this thing called betrayal. And there's this thing called irresponsibility. And there's this thing called, just complication and drama that I don't need. Okay. And if I feel like somebody's in my life, whether there's an associate, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whatever it is, if I feel like this person is going to negatively affect my life, I will not put them in a position to where they can harm my child's life, whether they are my child's father or not. You see what I'm saying? So if I feel like as a woman, it's my job to protect my child. So if something negative is happening to me that I can deem irresponsible or disrespectful, and I think any man who decides to walk away from his family so he can fuck with other women in a type of what's the term I want to use, in a playful type of way, to where he wants to collect women, or he wants to, be promiscuous and do a whole bunch of things with women. To me, that's irresponsible, because number one, it's too much drama going on with these women. I done seen For Her Man. I done seen Oxygen Channel. I done watched Forensic Files. I done seen side chicks kill baby mamas and kids because of the man in their life don't lie to them about some shit. I done seen men get herpes, HIV, STDs, all types of stuff, and bring it back to their home and to their women that they with. I done seen so many negative things happen to so many people when men are irresponsible in regards to how they're dealing with women, that I'm feeling like if you're that irresponsible as a man, I can definitely tell you that being a father is not something that, you're going to be good at. And if you would choose to run out in these streets, right, and not be a solid family and go back on your word, which was that you were going to be a good husband, a good father, and try to start a solid family, if that's not the man that you are, and you go back on your word and the promises that you made to stick to this family, I don't want to have anything to do with you. It's not out of spite to where I would be like, I don't want to deal with you because I'm mad you don't want to be with me. Nah, it's much deeper than that. It's not about you breaking up with me. If you really, really cared about me and our child and our situation, you would never put us in a position to where I have to be a single mother. Definitely not. You will put us in a situation to where, this is the woman that I love. This is the woman that, I purposely, got pregnant. This is the woman that I want to build my future with, that I told her I wanted to build my future with. So I need to do whatever I can to fight for my family. And if a man does not make that choice, to me, if he doesn't choose his family over fucking around with bitches in the street, I don't want to deal with them altogether. It doesn't have anything. Like, if you, here's the order: God, family, money, then you. If you don't have that shit in that order, well, I can't take you serious. Like, if you don't know how to prioritize your shit, and you put women fucking with random women before your family, that says a lot to me about you. That means you could put our son in all types of situations that you should. So this is what I'm thinking in regards to that. Now, I'm not saying that this is the type of man he is, or this is the choice that he's making. And I said to him, I asked him the other day, did he want me to make an apology video? Because a lot of people think, a lot of people have sent me a whole bunch of emails and all types of stuff telling me, hey, you be better without Priest, and you be da 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 da. It ain't even that I would be better without him, because I want him in my life. You know what I mean? But with me having a high risk pregnancy, with me not wanting the drama and not wanting the stress and not wanting to deal with all of the complications that could come with a pregnancy, just a pregnancy, and not want to deal with the complications that come with a relationship. If a man is not going to be there to enhance my happiness or try to make my life a little bit easier while I'm on bed rest like this, then I don't want to, I don't want to deal with them. I'd rather, do what I'm doing by myself, and I'm prepared for that. That's what I'm prepared for, to handle this alone. So I just wanted to share that story. A lot of people, don't know what's really going on with he and I, because I've been kind of like, just trying to wait to see what happens between he and I before I make, the choices that I make, whether I decide to go to Cali, whether I decide to stay in Atlanta. These choices are choices and thought processes that women are sitting around having every day in regards to, when they're pregnant or when they're meeting a guy. It's not that I randomly walked into the wrong guy and I opened up my legs because I was so horny when I saw him and I ended up pregnant. No, we sat down and had a conversation and said we wanted to have kids, and we said we wanted to have a life together, and we spoke about it over and over and over and over, and it just happened sooner than we thought. So now that it's happening sooner than we thought, it's like trying to adjust to the idea that it's coming a lot faster. It's probably the issue that he and I, are having with each other. And this may be one of those things that we get over and move forward from, and it may not be. But the reason why I share this story is because so many women are going through this same thing. Like, I posted inside of a community for pregnant women on this app called Nurture. And I posted what I was feeling, and you would be surprised at how many women are going through the very experience, to where, and it's not just single women, it's married women who are married to their husbands, and they're pregnant with their first child, and their husbands start acting completely different and decided to leave the marriage or leave the relationship, and left these women sitting alone. Not just single women, married women too. Not just black women, white women as well, Mexican women as well, Hispanic women as well. This shit is happening to a lot of women. Okay, so as I'm sitting here and I'm talking about my experiences, and you guys have to understand, if it's not happening to you, then the fucking video does not apply to you. You see what I'm saying? But if it is happening to you, if you're looking at my videos and you're having a similar experience, or maybe you're going through something with your boyfriend or your husband or whatever the case is, and you just don't want to feel like you alone. That's usually what happens when people email me. They say, hey, I didn't know that somebody else was going through this experience. Thank you for being honest about it. Because a lot of people hide what they really go through because they feel like certain things don't belong on the internet, or certain people don't belong in your business. Let me tell you something about me. Before I met Priest and before I met any other nigga, my ass was on YouTube telling my truths about my life. And that's what I've been doing. So if a nigga decides to be inside of my life, or if a man decides to, be inside of my life, that's the choice he's going to have to make. He's going to have to deal with the fact that if I'm going through something that I want to share with the world, that's what I'm going to do. He has two choices. He can leave me by my lonesome, and that's fine. I respect that, because that's a man's choice. Or he can deal with the fact that I have made the choice to speak honestly about my experiences. That's all you can do. You can't come into somebody's life and try to change who they are as an individual because you don't like something that they're doing. I have not tried to change Priest into this like fairy tale man that I want him to be. Any new things that he's done with his life is because that's what he wants to do. And if I decide to no longer do YouTube videos, or to change the subject matter on my YouTube channel, or whatever it is that I decide, it's because it's my choice. It isn't because a man made me or required that I had to change, so I made the change. I will consider making all kinds of changes inside of a relationship and compromises. But there's certain things I won't do. I'm not going to change the core of my character for a man. I'm not going to do that. So here's another thing I'm not going to do. I'm not fucking with that child support shit. I'm not interested in being nobody's baby mama. I'm not interested in going into doing custody battles and shit. It's either we're going to do this as a family or I'm disappearing altogether and won't ask you for a check, nothing. You don't have to part-time father. You don't have to give me nothing. Okay, I will do everything on my own and be cool with that because I want a healthy situation, and a healthy situation to me, and everybody got a different definition of what they feel a healthy situation is. A healthy situation to me is a child having both of his parents in the home in a loving family. And if I can't get that, when I know I deserve that, and I can't get that from the very person I was expecting that from, the very person that promised that to me, and you're showing me that that's not what you want and you're not that person and you're reneging on your word, I want to have nothing to do with you. And that's my choice. I don't have to put me and my child in harm's way or around people that I don't feel like is a positive person. And that's my choice. And you know, for women who go out here and they get abortions, this is the reason why women get abortions and women get adoptions, because shit gets so complicated with time when it doesn't have to be. Especially if you sat down and planned it. There are certain things is, you know, there's certain people out there, they end up getting pregnant accidentally, or they end up, you know, with men they never meant to have babies by, and all that stuff. That's not where I stood at all. I would have never put a child in a situation where, you know, things were, you know, unclear about his parents. I would have never done no shit like this. And if Priest and I do not work out our situation, I will definitely keep you guys updated, and I'll probably do it in an informative, inspirational type of way, like I do everything else. You know what I mean? And I just speak on what's real to me and what's happening to me. And some of you can like it, some of you cannot like it. That's up to you, okay? At the end of the day, all right? You can let me know what you feel in the comment section below, but I am the type of person that I delete comments if it's disrespectful. Not if you disagree with me. You can disagree with me, that's fine, but do not attack black women. Do not attack women in general. Do not attack priests. Do not attack me. Do not, no, all that stuff will be deleted because I don't like to see that. I definitely can open my mind to everybody's comments and, you know, any type of other perspective that's not identical to my own. But you have to have some level of respect for each other and yourself inside of my comment section, and I appreciate it because this is a very sensitive topic for most people. So whatever it is that you have to say, please feel free to say whatever you have to say. I see the chat popping. What's up with the chat? Hold on. I see the chat popping. Here we go. You remind me of Amber Rose. You need a young nigga you can groom into a husband. No, I prefer having a man who already has his mind, his own mind. Priest has his own mind. He thinks in his own way. I don't have to you know, mold him. He does his own thing. Not to sound Alicia, not to sound negative, but I don't think he's gonna change. I don't think that he needs to change per se. I think he's the type of person who needs to make better choices sometimes, and we all make poor choices sometimes. So that's nothing. You know, sometimes we, you know, make poor choices. Like a lot of people think that I made a live stream, that was a poor choice. You know what I mean? So, Travis dog, nothing external can change a real man's decision. If he ain't making things better, he has to go. I agree, Travis. That's what I want people to understand. It's not really as personal as people think. They think it has something to do with me wanting to be vengeful or something like that. It's more of I need a man around me who's going to make conscious and positive decisions. Um, 2017 boss, you're looking real good, but I see that you let that nigga beat me to it. That's funny. Uh, thank you, to 2017 boss. Denise, you're getting an abortion? No, I'm not getting no abortion. I said that's why women make that choice because things get so complicated for nothing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes people, decide that they don't no longer want to play their position inside of a relationship and things could get a little complicated. Travis, a real man makes a decision. It has to be man enough to follow through. Exactly. Following through is what's important to me because I think a man is only as good as his word. If you can't keep your word, then I don't want you around. Let's see what else. Um, Anthony Williamson. The reason why our sisters are going through the reason why our sisters are going through this is a simple things we're not done in order. You mean like marriage and then baby carriage? Yeah, that's what I was just saying a minute ago. Women, people think that because a woman gets married first and then she gets pregnant, that determines the success of the relationship, right? That makes sense. But like I said, on that nurture app that I'm on, it's a community about almost 1.2 million pregnant women. It's women in there who are married, whose husbands are walking away from them when they find out their women are pregnant. So it isn't about being married or not. I mean, I think some men might stay in a marriage. Back in the day, getting a divorce was a little bit harder than it is now. Men are still walking away from married women. Women that they're married to simply because they don't want to be in a relationship anymore. Nyanda, I don't want to be a baby mother, even though putting a child up for adoption is the last thing on my mind. Well, yeah, when I went to counseling to discuss what was going on, I told them I won't do abortion and adoption might get to me. But if I feel like I'm not in a place mentally to be able to take care of a child as a single mother, or Priest and I are unable to do this together, adoption is definitely something I think about. You know what I mean? Young Money, he better treat you right after you relentlessly bragged on him and put him next to God. Exactly. That's what I was trying to explain to him before. I said, I've been on my YouTube channel talking about you and how wonderful you are, Priest, and how much I love you. And I still love Priest. I think, when you genuinely love someone, even if they make a mistake or even if he was decide to leave, yes, I still love you very much. But if you make a poor choice, I have to put my needs and myself ahead of you. It's unfortunate, but that's what I have to do. And again, I like I said, I love Priest very very much, and I would never, try to put him in the position to where he's unhappy or I'm doing something to harm him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Psychopath, is it psychopath, atheist, psychopatheist. I've seen people literally stalking you. I know, right? Mimi, why didn't you get married first? Hey, that was definitely the plan. We were supposed to do that first. We didn't know that this was gonna happen. Um, I hope you two, Charles. I hope you two work it out. I love your mentor, and I think he has a very special lady in you. Keep being positive, and all should work out. Thank you so much. I try to be very positive, and I try to be very logical. I think first before I live stream. I think first before I post a video or a comment. I don't just impulsively post shit. And even if you might hear something negative come out of my mouth about what I'm experiencing and what I'm thinking, is still my truth. And I try to be positive with just about everything. And if I have to say something negative, trust me, I thought about it before I opened my mouth. And I thought about the backlash I could get from doing it. Like a lot of people are worried. Are you worried about the backlash? No, I've been on YouTube for 8 years. I've seen people say some really ugly shit inside my comment section. So I just ask that everybody just be, at least respect each other and me. Okay, Alicia Chambliss. Shambliss. He's 30 something and still playing with grown women, feeling that's why that show Snapped is popular. That's why I keep trying to tell men. And when men, say to them that living life consists of them being promiscuous and jumping from woman to woman to woman, you can't play with these women's feelings like that. Because a lot of men who are jumping from women to women to women, you aren't being honest about what you're doing. And when these women start catching feelings for you, they start digging into your life and try to understand, the missing pieces of what's going on. Like if you're dating a woman and she don't know where you live at, and sometimes you disappear and you consistently seeing this woman and you're sleeping with this woman don't know, certain things she's supposed to know if she's your girl, she's going to start digging into your personal life, okay? And once she starts digging into your personal life and she finds out that you got a girlfriend, or you got a girlfriend that's pregnant, or you got such and such and such, this shit is going to hurt her feelings, and you never know how a woman is going to respond to being played by you. That's why I keep saying to men, you might want to tell these women up front who you are and what your intentions are. If you just trying to fuck, you need to say that. If you got a girlfriend, or you married or some shit, you need to tell these women that from jump, because the thing that hurts women is the fact that you tricked them and manipulated them into getting some pussy. That's like, women hate that shit. So you got snow shows like Oxygen Snap, to where these women killing their husbands and boyfriends. Like, and I watch forensics all the time, and Priest hates this shit. I watch forensic shows all the time because I'm big on that, right? I love, analyzing things, and I should have been an investigator, because I take pride and passion into that type of shit. And so my thing is, if turn on HLN, turn on TV1, you'll see shows like For My Man. You'll see shows like Fatal Attraction. And you'll see it's women out there of all colors, not just white women, black women out here killing men, side chicks, out here killing main chicks, because they done found out that the man that they thought they was about to build some type of future with has found out about his main chick and killed the bitch. Like, you guys have got to be careful. You cannot be that irresponsible and sloppy. And I'm trying to explain this to men, and I've tried to explain this more than once. Like, you guys got to be careful. Um, let's see. He took you out of your comfort zone. He did do that to play or admit that he's still childish. Well, I think, like I said, there was some stuff inside of that live stream that I said that I was misunderstanding. You know what I mean? About him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was looking at the situation and I was seeing it because of how he was communicating, and I was confused as shit. And so now a lot of the stuff that I was confused about then, I'm not confused about anymore, but it's still up in the air about whether we're inside of a relationship or not. Because it's kind of like whatever he decides to choose that he wants for his life at the end of the day is definitely up to him. But he has to also lay in the bed that he's made and realize the consequences of the choices he's made. Just like I have to do that as well. I have to lay in the bed and deal with the consequences of the choices I have made. So it's just both of us. It's not just going to put it on me like I'm supposed to be, like the only person that has to change, or the only person that has to take responsibility for the situation. Either way, Alicia, I wish you nothing but happiness. Thank you, baby girl. Need you to stay strong. I'm going to try to stay strong, trust me. Um, and on your shit, because listening to you helped me to stay calm. Thank you. That's why I like telling my stories, because sometimes it just helps. Like, sometimes people just want to hear somebody else going through some shit. You know what I mean? And it makes them feel better about their own. You still getting married? I don't know, Denise. The question is, if he does decide to stay, right? Do I want a man who would have considered leaving me? That's the question. That is the question. Monet, hey Monet, what's up? This is my Ace Boon Coon right here. This is my internet bestie. What's up? I hope you guys can work things out. I do too. I mean, I always wish, positivity in the lives of others, and, in my own life. And I want this man. I love this man. You know what I mean? I want to be a family with him, and I want us to work out whatever issues that we may have. And if we don't, then I got to deal with that. If we do, I got to deal with that too. So whichever way it go, I just want him to be happy, and I want myself to be happy as well. But I do have to put my welfare and my happiness above him if he's not taking my welfare and my happiness in consideration when he's making decisions for himself. Once I'm realizing that a person is deciding to make a decision, a selfish decision, and and people do that, and that's fair. I'm not knocking nobody that made that choice. But once I find that someone's making that choice in regards to me and no longer considering what I want, then I start thinking about myself as well, and having to put, what I need above somebody else's desires. What is your sign? I am a Gemini. I am a Gemini, and so is he. He's a Gemini as well. Um, but yeah, I try to be pretty cool and pretty open minded during situations like this. And I'm also a very forgiving person. So I said to him, excuse me, whatever it is that we're going through, or whatever mistake that I made, or whatever video that I made that may have offended you, or your family, or your ex-wife, or whatever the case may be, I apologize, so much, but I got to do what's best for me. It's unfortunate that some people feel some negative types of way, especially if I'm telling my truths about them, but that's still fine at the end of the day. You can feel however type of way you want to feel, after seeing something. You get to decide how you respond to some shit that you're observing. So if you see Soncerae speaking about you because you had experience in, she experienced something with you, and she's decided to make a video about you, you're welcome to respond however. Just like, I'm welcome to give my opinion and comment. I always encourage everybody to speak their truths and be positive or negative. Just be respectful. You know what I mean? Why he left you? He, I don't know what. Okay, first of all, I don't think he was. I think he had like an initial shock of, oh my God, I'm going to be a father, and he was considering, what he had to give up if he decided to do this, and he was trying to figure out whether he felt the same way about me. And honestly, in the beginning of my pregnancy, I was kind of like, well, I'm still in the beginning, but I'm not as bad as I was, because before I was really sick. You know how you are when you in your first trimester. I was like, ugh. I didn't want to deal with him. I didn't like the way that he smelled. I didn't like the way anybody smelled. A lot of the foods that I used to eat, I can't eat anymore because they just make me sick. And so I was going through that. And so it made me change as an individual. I was no longer, like the fun woman. It wasn't that I was treating him bad, but I spent most of my time sleeping or sick. So, that could have changed how he felt. And so he was considering what he wanted to do. And it doesn't mean that he handled it the right way. I think he could have handled it a lot better. But I don't think he decided that he was going to pack up and move and leave until I posted that live stream that pissed him off so, because he was upset. He was mad at me. He was like, why the fuck would you say all of this stuff about me and blah, 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 and whoop-de-doo and whatever, right? So, now that I'm doing another live stream, this is also confirming to everyone, some of the stuff I say, and we'll just say 50-50. Some of the stuff that I was saying inside of, my original live stream, it was because I had been miscommunicated too, and I was completely like in an opposite direction than the way I was supposed to be thinking, because the way that me and him was communicating at the time was like off. So it's like I misunderstood so much stuff, and now that we talked about it, it's clear. And so that lets sometimes when you're getting into it with somebody and you're thinking the worst and it's not even as bad as you're thinking, all because you guys miscommunicated with each other. And that's the lesson that I learned about posting that video and then talking to him and then talking to his ex-wife and trying to clear up everything. And it just cleared up. And so now I look at it completely different than I was looking at it before, but it still does not excuse the fact that he considered trying to walk away from the relationship. So, Miss Lady, I remember you referring to Priest as your husband, so I just assumed that you were married already, so I'm kind of surprised that you're not married to him, because I always called Priest my husband in spirit. I always called him my spiritual husband. I always called him my husband because I always looked at him as that. I never looked at him as something other than that. Because usually when you meet somebody, you kind of look at them as your friend, or you kind of look at them as someone that you're dating, or you kind of look at them. I've always looked at him as someone that was the perfect match for me. Like he was somebody that I knew I wanted to be with for the rest of my life. So I just went ahead and gave him the title without even, I don't need to be legally married to him for him to be my husband, because he's my husband in spirit. He's my husband, in regards to love. He that's who he is. So that's why I was calling him that. Okay, Gemini, very mental. I understand your thoughts. Thank you so much. Charles, why are you asking me what's my sign again? Gemini, don't ask me that twice. Okay, Miss Lady. And I was also surprised to see that his own sister made a comment in a video You may, but you have already deleted saying he is already married and not divorced. Oh, his sister. Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, you probably missed it. His sister, um, I think cause she doesn't really, it's like she knows what's going on with him from a distance. And, for a long time, um, Priest and his ex-wife were separated and people didn't know. And so after his sister had made the comment, his ex-wife came into the comment section and in fact confirmed that them two have been separated. Because I would never, first of all, dealing with the fact that Priest was separated was a bit much, but I dealt with it. And to deal with the fact that I was kind of lied to somewhat with the situation, I had to deal with that. But the comments that his sister made inside of the comment section, it came from a place, and this is what his ex-wife said to me. It came from a place of hurt because she felt some type of way about me saying that her family was dysfunctional. But my family is dysfunctional. And anyone who's been watching my channel, you've heard me say my own damn family is dysfunctional. You know what I mean? So it's not exempt. When I see dysfunction, regardless to who it is, I say that. But a lot of people feel like, I guess from her perspective is, and everybody has a different perspective. Her perspective is, she feels like I brought them into whatever's going on between Priest and I. And my thing is, it's not separate to me. Priest and his family are one. Family is one unit to me. So it's not a personal attack towards them. It's me speaking about what I have observed in regards to some of the behavior I see in regards to his family. Doesn't mean that his family's bad. They're, horrible people and all of this stuff. But, when she came in and she was like, you dumb bitch, that's what you, I don't even think she called me the B word. Did she call me the B word? I don't think she called me the B word. But she was like, you dumb for getting pregnant by a married man. He is married and my brother is stand up and all this stuff. He was raised right. And I'm thinking, okay, if your brother's raised right, why would he, uh, be married and then cheat on his wife and get his side chick pregnant? That don't register. So, for me, I just feel like she's looking at a situation from a distance because she doesn't really know. She's not somebody that Priest talks to heavily. So, she's just, lashing out in her way. And I kind of was like, you know what I mean? Like, man, it was like, I don't really know her and I don't really, nothing most people say moves me. It's like, you can try to insult me, but it won't work. I thought, this is what I thought. I thought Priest was telling her that I used him for money and I didn't know who my baby daddy is. All the stuff that she was saying in the comment section, and people been emailing me about the stuff she was saying in the comment section, asking me, is it true? She said I was a side chick who used Priest for money. I got pregnant by him because I thought he had money. And honestly, do I even know who my baby daddy is? And, little shit like this. And to me, that just seems like, she was just trying to find whatever way she could insult me because she seen me be around her family. Like, I've been around, his family. So it's like, you guys thought I was a side chick all of this time. So I went to Priest and I was like, you've been telling your family I'm your side chick? Like, they've been around me. Like, that's crazy for me to have been around his family. And you telling them I'm a side chick. But he was like, I didn't say that shit. And so it's like, as I'm going through this experience and I'm sharing my experiences with you guys, and then other people are looking at our experiences as well from my perspective and his perspective, and then there's a conversation about privacy and should the internet even know and blah 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 blah, right? It's my life, and if I want the internet to know, the internet is going to know. You hear me? Like, some stuff, majority of my life, you guys don't know. But some stuff I experience, I share. And I'm sharing it for a reason. And I just want you guys to remember that. Like, I think about shit I share. And as far as, his family goes, like I said, everybody you guys can choose how you respond to what you're seeing me do. What you're hearing me say. And if you're offended, okay, that's fine, because it's fine the way I feel. So it's fine how you feel, but it doesn't change the fact that this is my truth. You understand what I mean? So anyway, I don't, the stuff she was saying is just, Charles, priest signed as Gemini. I said that. Denise. So the nigga's still married. Yeah, he was separated. He was separated from her. They been trying to get a divorce full force for maybe when he met me, because before they were kind of up in the air. So when he decided to meet, not really up in the air because they knew they wanted to be separated, but they just never took the proper steps. If I want to say, but that's priest life, and that's all the shit that happened before I came, and now that I'm here, you know, this is who I am. So I priest has a choice. He can choose to be a part of my life, and or he can choose not to be. That's his choice. And I respect that about men. Whatever choice you make, you just gotta remember that you gotta prepare for the consequences of that choice. That's all. So anyway, I'm getting off now, and I will talk to you guys another time, okay? I appreciate you watching. Have vision and stay focused, all right? Namaste.